to the Elsewhere podcast with Kat.
And that's how we start.
Nice. That was sick.
Yeah, that's my new intro that they did for me.
Wow. So. I was like, holy shit.
I told you it'll knock your socks off if you're not expecting it.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome in. Appreciate you being here. Welcome to another episode. I couldn't even tell you how many episodes there are. What's up, Mega Lockdown? Jess, Jared. I see Rain is in here. She's the one who got me the neon, by the way, for my birthday.
Oh, that neon light's super cool.
It's right behind my head, but it's there.
It's there. Yeah, but it's like custom. It's like your signature. It's super cool.
No, it looks exactly it. She matched it to where, like, on the thumbnails and stuff where it says Cat Presents.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Talon? I appreciate you guys being here. Like I said, I don't know what number podcast this is. This is like 1,726 for all I know.
You just keep going forever.
You know, I'd figure my life is a podcast and me talking crap in Discord's a podcast. Like, I overshare all the time. So
yeah, me too, man.
I bring people on with me sometimes and they get to overshare too. It works out great.
We can overshare together. Yeah.
For anybody that doesn't know, this is Rachel Geek and my hands are going up, but you can't see them over there. That's Rachel.
Hey.
You guys might remember her. She's been on a couple times.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I've been on last, but
maybe one or two. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe a year. It's been a while. I had a crazy year. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure because I think there was a pop-up where, where I put on the story who's going to be on. Facebook likes to remind me. And they're like, really? Hey, a year ago you had so-and-so. And I was like, went through all kinds. What's up, Kristen? Appreciate you being here, hon.
Nice to meet you too.
Oh, you can see the chat. Good.
Yeah, I can. Yeah. It's really small on my phone. So every time I lean in, I'll have to lean in. Yeah, I'm going to be like looking crazy a little bit.
For anyone who doesn't know, there's actually a Geek Squad still in the Discord server. If you're ever interested in anything she's doing, I tend to ping the Geek Squad whenever something comes up.
Cool.
And they've been, I had to dust it off a little bit, but
no, it's been a while. I had a year. I've been taking more breaks from social media a little bit, but I really appreciate the Geek Squad still.
No, absolutely. And that's the thing, though, is that something that works for you is to not be on the social media constantly, What's up, Bridget?
Oh. Yeah, being on social media all the time is so hard on my mental health. So I'm trying to read all of this. Hello. So now, what have you? What's that?
They're all coming in. I said they're all just coming in. I know it takes a minute for people to kind of gather up. We tend to be into the conversation when people still show up. So if I miss you guys, it's just because we're in the middle of a conversation and I don't necessarily interrupt for the chat, which is nothing against y'all. It's not personal. You guys know this. If you don't know this by now, you must be new and welcome.
It is not personal.
I mean, if you want it to be, I can make it personal.
You could, but you shouldn't.
What's up, Casey? And a lot of people are people that have known you from either this channel, from previous podcasts, from your music, from Truth's channel, from Nick's channel, from all these different places. So, and and a lot of them are real close friends of mine. So I'm really glad that they're here because they all knew you were coming.
I'm really glad that they're all here too. There's like a little clan of you I've connected to in the States.
Well, you owe me dinner. So.
I owe a lot of people dinner right now. And today for dinner, I'm making this lentil soup. And if you were here, I would bring lentil soup to you for sure.
Well, I don't even know what I'm making for dinner.
You don't know what you're making for dinner today?
No, I think that I got, what is it? The pancakes and sausage, like with the sausage, like a corn dog with pancake on the outside for my kid. I don't usually eat after I get off work at all. Yeah. I don't usually eat dinner. So.
Oh, you don't?
Mm-mm.
Why not?
I don't eat after I get off work. I just don't.
You still have an appetite?
Used to be because I was drinking, but I don't drink anymore.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How long have you not been drinking for?
3 weeks.
That's pretty good, man. 3 weeks is awesome. How do you feel?
I feel like it's not something I'd usually publicize because I'm one of those. I'm a lone fighter. Like I'm my own army.
Yeah, I
And
get
if
it.
I don't
Yeah.
want to talk, like if I talk about it, I feel like I'm going to mess it up, or I'm going to like let someone down if I don't follow through or something. And it's got to be for me. It can't be for anybody else. So
I love that. I think
I mean,
that's great.
that's why I don't generally. That's not very public knowledge. So you heard it
Oh,
here.
really? Oh, I'm
Mhm.
sorry.
No, it's not you. And it's not just me. There's been like 4 or 5 people that I know that have all decided all of a sudden, everybody's like, we're done. And we're like, okay.
Yeah, you just take a little breaksies.
I need one. It's been years since I've had a break seas. So
Yeah, maybe it's that time. I feel that way about social media right now. I've like spiraled out of control, like going on social media and like can't even go like 20 minutes without checking my phone. And then I just feel like crap all the time. So I'm like, okay, I have to
well, I get
stop.
that way sometimes and I have to pull back from it. And what I tend to do is I tend to go completely all in on everything and
Hmm.
then I burn myself out
Yeah.
and then I stay away for like 3, 4 days. Everybody's like, "You okay?" I'm like,
You're like, yeah, I'm just learning how to touch grass again because I've just been stuck on social media.
I think it was who was it? Cliff who reached out to me the last time I did it, and he's like, "I know that." He goes, "I can tell what you're doing." He's like, "So I just want to tell you I'm thinking of you, and just wanted to say hi. Do your thing. Let me know when you're back." And I was like, "Well, shit. I didn't say anything. I hadn't talked to anybody at that point." And I was like, "Oh,
But he
people
knew.
know me."
Yeah. Yeah. And they want to make sure you're good because if you're really active online, they'll notice when you're gone. But
Yeah,
you need that
I
break.
go through waves, and I
Yes.
go through waves with the podcast too because, like, I get to a point where like I said, I burn myself out. But I
Mhm.
also I'm conflicted about what I want to do. Like I love bringing people on and that's the whole purpose is the conversation and catching up with people and introducing people to amazing artists and stuff and that's great. But on the flip side there's so much more I would love to do with it. I just can't talk to myself very well. I'm not good at speaking just and look, I'm trying really hard today to look into the camera. I feel like I'm
Are we supposed to be looking? I'm not. I'm looking at you. I'm not looking into the. Am I supposed to look into
I
the
don't
camera?
okay, so you see where I'm looking now?
Yeah.
I'm looking at you. You
Oh,
see where I'm
yeah.
looking now? I'm looking at the chat. You see where I'm looking now?
You're looking at me. No, I just.
I feel really weird because okay, so when you catch yourself by the corner of your eye and you look and you see because my screen's down here. When I
Mhm.
see myself, I'm like,
And you're like, no,
that's not how it's supposed to look like.
yeah. That's how I feel when I'm looking directly in the camera too. But some people
Well,
are really good at it. Maybe your thing is looking to the side a little bit though. That's okay.
I'm like a little mysterious.
Hmm. Yeah, you're. I'm a little mysterious thinking about stuff. Yeah, that's what I do. I just go with whatever I'm doing because I never know what I'm doing.
Well, speaking of, that's a great segue. So,
Oh,
speaking of, you've been doing a lot of things. You've been actually doing festivals and performing and being on stage under the bright lights and you know like I just want to go rave with you one of these days.
yeah, you should. Shambhala is a pretty good time. I can't lie about that. Shambhala's a pretty good time for sure. It was a hot one this year though. It was like 40 degrees out there, so
Oh,
I had to exist like in a bikini the whole time. Otherwise, I was gonna die.
there is not a single person on this earth that needs to see that from me.
Yeah, it was a lot
That's
for me.
not a thing around here. I don't care how hot it is.
Even if it's 45 degrees out.
Well, if it's 45, I've got see that you're doing Celsius.
Mm.
It's been over 100 well, not in the last week, but prior to this week, it's been 100 degrees for like what, 2-3 months now, at least up to like 113
How much is
Fahrenheit.
40? That's what I'm looking at. 40 degrees to Celsius to Fahrenheit. Hold on. Oh, it's 104 Fahrenheit. This is how hot Shambhala was. And it's been 110 where you are?
Yeah, and the heat index hits like 118, 120.
Oh. Do you have air conditioning?
Yeah.
Good.
Girl, I'm in Texas. It's like a requirement. Like you can't
Nice.
not.
47 degrees for me. That's crazy. Wow. I have to translate it to Canadian, otherwise I'm like, what?
Well, like for us, like it goes up 1 degree. We're like, oh my god. And for you, every degree is like 5 of ours or something. I don't even.
I
Math
don't
is
know.
not my. I've been mathing all day at work. I'm not doing it anymore. Just FYI. So
What do you do
if
for
my
work
math
again?
is, I bill for a pharmacy.
Oh yeah. Oh, so it's just all numbers all day. You're like,
And I'm sitting right here. Okay, so
yeah.
here's my camera for the podcast.
Uh-huh.
Here, like this far, I'm measuring it with my fingers.
Yeah.
This far away is the camera that they want me on for work, and this far from my screen is the other 2 screens for my work computer. So I'm right here since 6 o'clock this morning. Like,
Oh my gosh. But at least you have the feng shui going on in that room to help you out.
well, okay, so here's a little fun fact. I was really thinking about this last week when I really didn't want to work, and I was sitting here like with my thumb up my ass, like, I need to put something here. So when I look forward, I see something because I don't see that unless I'm on camera and then I see it reflected.
Oh, you want to put something like right above you?
Like in front of anywhere. Okay, so everything in this room is what you saw. That's it. There's nothing else anywhere in the room.
Oh, for
So
you to
all
look
these
at.
walls are every other wall is blank.
You gotta put some art. I can paint you some art. It'll be weird, but you could put it up there.
Hey, I'm here for that. Like I embrace the weird.
Yeah, I got some art there behind me. Over there more. My studio's a mess right now. It's a little
How's the
messy.
dog?
Oh, she's here. Oh, I think she's actually eating a blanket in my mic booth.
Well,
Come here, get out of there. Yeah, there's fluff everywhere. Just give me a second. Come here. Come on, get out of there. Come on. Yeah, she's like a year old now. But
remember when she was so teeny?
Yeah, she was like a little baby last time I was on here. Yeah, that's what I mean. I've just been so busy this year working on music, and I haven't released anything for a while, but I have a lot of things I want to release.
Well, and everything that I've heard is amazing. Honestly, it's you like I don't know. From the last time that we talked to now, it just seems like you kind of come into your own. Like you're doing more of what you want to do and what you want going forward than necessarily doing what you think you should be doing. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think blasting through 4 ayahuasca ceremonies probably helped that a bit. I didn't really think that one through, but yeah, yeah, I don't know. Something in my head just snapped, and I was like, I just want to do this now. And playing music festivals, like I just want to make people dance more often. But I still have other music I do, but like making house music right now has been a lot of fun.
Well, see, I absolutely love house music. I do.
Yeah?
Of course, I'm really picky about the kind that I like. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that was because I grew up in the 90s. Like, hello.
Yeah. That's when the best house music existed anyways.
No, absolutely. Like you could pretty much, and there was a reel on Instagram that I saw today that was when you're going to pick up your kid from like a 90s themed party, and then you hear the music going, and the mom's like, I won't leave because she's dancing along to all the dance music, and it's like all the major jams, like Alice DJ. I like Scooter. I liked there's like Afrojack even. He came around more in the 2000s, you know. So Scooter was one of my favorites, though. I'm not gonna lie. How much is the fish? Like, how could you get more original than that? If anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about, I'm sorry. Not really.
You're like, sorry, but it's the best thing out there right now.
No, it really was. But like, I don't know. I love the music and I love the vibe of just like, you don't have to like, nowadays, everything's a dance or a piece of a dance, right? So you have like a stanky leg you have to do, or you have to do like one half of a dance move. And it's like, when do people just dance? Why does it have to be all this like choreographed crap?
I think it's like that's like the next generation. I think that's really on TikTok too, or like online.
Oh, I don't TikTok.
I don't TikTok either. Oh, I did. And then I was like, this is bad. But at music festivals, people dance. What music festivals have you gone to before? None. Oh,
Never.
man, yeah. I know Burning Man didn't have a good rap this year, or good.
I mean, we hosted quite a few Molly parties at my house.
Well, that's kind of like a music
when I
festival.
first met my ex-husband. Of course, I was the one who's like, oh my God, the neighbors are going to call the cops. And they're like,
Yeah.
we don't care.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. You're like, whatever, man. Like, we'll deal with it if it happens.
There was one guy who was one of my ex-husband's best friends who
Yeah.
would sit in an office chair
Yeah.
with two glow sticks.
Yeah. Just spinning. Yeah. See,
it was
that's
a thing. And he would take a hairbrush and he'd be like,
yeah, but that's like the perfect at-home music festival.
yeah, we did that. And of course, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And the other thing was, is like there are some songs I absolutely despise because of those experiences, like Castles in the Sky. If I never heard the Come Down song ever again, I'd be happy because that was the one everybody wanted to come down to, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
And there was one like called The House of God, God's House.
Okay.
House of God. You know, I had apparently fallen for my ex-husband's shenanigans and taken mushrooms, and I thought the evil was like gonna get me, and that song did not help.
Oh God. Yeah, that would be a horrible time to do that.
So yeah, I saw the Darkness Falls chick, which was one of our friends who was just like all of a sudden with her hair flying, and I was like, okay, go home.
Yeah, you're like nope, I can't
you're
handle
out.
this
No,
right now.
you're out. She was out, but she didn't go home. She went out back and was picking grass for like an hour or two. So, you know, she was good. I didn't make her drive or anything. But I'm like, just stay out of my proximity, okay?
She just picked grass in the backyard for an hour.
No, she really did. She just, I mean, she like mowed that shit. Like, she was just.
Nice. She was on one. Hey, she was like, fuck this party. I'm going to go mow the grass with my bare hands.
She's like, it's grass. I'm like, yeah, honey. And pet her head. She's like, oh, I'm like, okay, bye.
You're like, okay, sure.
No, exactly. Like, so, I mean, I've done my share of things, and I haven't had all, like, I went to concerts way back, like way back, and now I'm starting to go again because I know the people.
Cool.
And that's fun, and I get to meet them.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm trying to live my life now that I'm like fabulous and 40.
Yeah, you are fabulous. Yes. Love that. Yeah.
You know, and I stifled myself for so many years, you know, and now I'm like, you know what, I want to do all the things. I can't do everything because I still have my kid, you know, so.
Yeah.
But my older of the two girls, she's out of the house now. She's an adult.
How old is she now?
18.
And she moved out? Oh, wow. She's 18. Wow. Yeah. And how old's your other kid?
9.
Oh, okay. So you got a little bit of a gap there.
And that one wrote a song, sang it, and rapped it.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's awesome. So she's writing her own music? Oh, I love that. That's great.
She wants me to record it for her. She thinks that she needs to she'll lay down some background vocals, she told me.
Yeah, I think you should do it for sure.
I'm like, I don't know how to do all of that, but I can like slap stuff on top of each other. Like,
just download Splice. There's good samples on there. You can just chuck them in.
I told her I am not making her beats though, and she's not making her own because when she tried to use the piano,
that was a big no.
That was a no. But she can hold a tune, so you know. It's just funny because when you see people coming into their own and the things that they want to do, it's just fun to watch people do amazing stuff. And again, like with what you're doing, you could just see it it just comes out like you just seem like you're happier. You seem like you're smiling more. You seem like you're more relaxed and you're not like neurotic whenever you try to get on like a short story or whatever.
No, you know, honestly, what I would attribute a lot of that to is my job. Like the work I do, like my main job where I am.
Right.
Is I work at a youth group home. So I get like youth that are like facing homelessness or high risk youth that are just, you know, they all have their unique stories. And working with them has really taught me how to
No, that's awesome.
to
I mean,
level
that's
out. And
amazing.
yeah, well, because I realized if I'm all neurotic and stuff, then they don't feel safe. And like they're like my kids, so I want them to feel safe. So they've really inspired me to like slow down. Sorry, my dog is chewing on something. Come here,
It's
get
okay.
out. Get the fuck out of there. Come on. I'm gonna let you out here. Come here. Yeah, here's Rosie, but there you go. See you later.
By the way, chat, if you guys have any questions or anything you want to ask or anything you want to contribute or have us talk about, and it doesn't matter how random or
Yeah,
specific the questions are, as long as you're not being a complete dick, then we're here for it.
I can handle it if someone. That's the other thing. The kids have taught me how to handle people who are being dicks.
See, okay, so I'm not very nice about it. See, everybody else has like a really high tolerance and a lot of patience. I just don't. My give a damn broke a while back. Like even he calls me a savage all the time. He's like, "That you're savage." Like he's like, I'm nice and you're mean." And I'm like, "I really am."
I don't. Whatever. If you're in your villain era and you're just setting boundaries, then that's okay.
Well, that's the thing is it's like I know what I want and what I don't want. I know what I will put up with, which is a lot. But there's a lot of things I won't. And I'm aware of it. I'm very self-aware. And I know I'm being a complete heinous bitch, but it's okay because I'm owning it, you know? What's up, Darnell? Welcome in. Glad you
Yeah.
made it.
If you're owning it, then yeah.
Well, yeah, and it's like, one of the things is like with men, and for example, I went on a
Let's
little
go.
thing there where I jumped on like a dating site and, people are pouring out of the woodwork because, I'm a female, I have boobs. Like it's not hard, y'all. I can take a pretty picture once in a while. So, no big deal. So I met up with a whole bunch of them within a very short amount of time and I just was like next, next,
Yeah.
next, and he's like, "You're a savage." And I'm like, "Nah, just
You just have high, dude. I've been like single for coming up 6 years.
I've been single since 2007, like December 2007, so 2018."
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's like it's not. I
but
think
I'm
it's good to
happy.
have high stand. Like I've literally only held hands with someone once in the last like 5 years.
Oh,
That's because I probably need therapy for that. Yeah, so I'm gonna overshare a little bit there, but
well,
but it's
no,
honestly I would rather be alone and by myself than no, fuck that.
yeah, I tried the non-committal stuff.
That's okay. You're human. You have to
You
live.
know, men are needy.
Needy.
They're needy.
Interesting.
Yeah, like, "Hi, how are you? Let's hook up." Generally, aren't most men happy when you're like, "All right, well, that was fun. Bye." Apparently not.
Well, maybe they just fell in love with you after that.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I can hold conversation. I don't know.
Yeah, you are pretty good at holding conversation.
It's what I do.
What dating app do you use?
I was on.
What dating app were you on? Was it Tinder? Were you on Tinder?
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. Yeah.
And they're saved in my phone as so and so from Tinder, like all of the names.
Well, you gotta remember where you met them from.
Well, yeah, and plus I want to make sure that I'm like, oh, because not all of them. Some of them are really nice. Like one of them borrowed one of my books.
Oh, cool.
I'd like it back, please.
Yeah. Please return it. Thank you.
Another one, we hung out and talked and stuff, and there was some good, good conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I'm a busy person.
Yeah. Well,
And then I
and
realized that I don't want to be like, don't be like, hey, I'm on my way. To where? Not here.
what do
That's
you mean?
not how
Like
that
you can just say
works.
that without asking you?
Mm. Oh yeah. I'm like,
Wow.
you can try.
Yeah, that's why I can't do it. If someone did that, I'd be like, I swear to God, if you show up in my house, like I can't even stand. If a guy even tries to hug me right now, I'm like, back up.
Oh well,
I'm
see,
like,
that's
I'm
the
gonna
thing
need
is
you
I'm
to
not
take 5
affectionate.
steps away from me, please.
I'm not affectionate. Like I don't want to make out with anybody, and I don't want to cuddle. And every guy wants to cuddle. I'm like, why?
Yeah, I don't
I
do
know
any.
I'm broken, y'all. I'm broken. It's cool. I'm good with it. Like why can't I just have my fun and like move on?
As long as people are consenting to it, and I think it's fine.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying,
Yeah, I mean, I think
I
everyone
make
gets
it
it.
pretty clear.
Yeah, then I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I wish I
What's
could do
that,
that
Paul?
right now.
Well, that's the thing is it's overrated. Like to me, I was like, I literally was like, I would rather just hang out by myself and go to bed early than to deal with that.
Just like
Because
that.
all that encompasses, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not like I'm not a nice person. I just am at a point in my life where it's all about me, and I don't have time for everybody else's problems. I have time for my community's problems. I have time for my artists, my friends, the YouTube reactors that I help out, people that I do things for, people that I consider, my friends. But when it comes to like some random person, like I'm not adding that on my plate. Like I
No,
thought
not
that's
unless it fits the plate.
well, I thought that's I thought that'd be easy. I thought that's what guys wanted, but apparently,
Honestly, like I just haven't in the last decade, man. I've been with one person. So that's like a whole thing that I don't even know anymore. I'm just like, so I make puzzles and I like make house music. And then one night I got drunk and held someone's hand, but then I almost passed out because it was too much.
that's what I'm saying. It's like okay, well,
We're getting into
it's
it today. Let's go.
it's the after like okay, this is so TMI. Like tune out if there's kids watching. Um, so like after the fact, like I don't want you to hang out. I got a kid, like I got a kid, I got things to do, and I want to get some sleep. But they're like, well, can I just like chill out? And I'm like, I think wouldn't you be more comfortable at your house? And they're
Yeah, but
like, well,
if you go into it
just
communicating that, then I think that's whatever.
like I'm just not cuddly. I'm just like, well, that was fun. Bye.
Yeah, you're allowed to have
Are
an
you
arrow at
sober?
times.
Cool. Bye.
Bye.
Like I said, I'm built different, y'all. It's taken an entire lifetime to get it to where I'm at. And I'm happy with where I'm at though.
I think there's nothing wrong with that.
But I do want to go to like a festival. Okay, I don't want to stand outside in a festival, but like I want to go to a rave. I've never been to a rave. I always wanted to go.
They're pretty wild. Shambhala at nighttime, Shambhala is great because it was so warm in the day, so the nighttime was really warm. But there's just so much cool art, like light up stuff there. Like there's just so much cool stuff there to look at, and there's something for everyone. Like if something's too overwhelming, then there's like a space you can go to that's like more chill. They have like a wish tree, just like in the middle of the festival that you can put your wishes on. That's pretty fun. But there's like different stages. So like the one stage is the living room, and that one is like it's more chill and it's like right by the river. So that's like a stage I go to when I want to like chill more. And then there's like a stage called the village that you go to if you want to like headbang so hard that you break your neck. But
I don't
it's a
know which
lot.
one I would
Festivals
be.
are a lot for me. Like I get a hotel every year I play there because I need that break in between because I'm such a sensitive person already. So if I'm in there being stimulated for too long, it's super overwhelming for me.
You don't like camp out next to the stage or anything in a tent?
I used to. I think the first year I performed, I stayed in a tent, but it was so hot. And like some people, I think when I was younger, camping in a tent was no thing. But now that I'm like older, I'm just like, I need an air conditioned hotel room with like running water and a shower.
That's me camping. Is a
Yeah.
hotel room.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't sleep outside on purpose.
Maybe in like an off chance, but like, yeah, for the most part, no. But you should go to a rave if you want to. I know there's a lot of festivals in the States, all over the place.
Well, I'm sure there is, but see, that's the thing is that I don't have anyone to go with. Like, I have tickets to go see Atlas next month. I have nobody to go with.
Where is that?
Nobody.
Where's
In,
Atlas playing?
in Houston.
In Houston. Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm. So he's coming to Houston, and I got tickets already, and I have nobody to go with. And I'm like, okay.
Why don't you just find someone on Tinder and take it with you? You know, like give it a go. I don't know if you want to do that, but
Well, because well, I'll wait till it's closer to the date to do that.
yeah.
Because
You've been
otherwise,
talking.
then I have the between now and then I have to deal with, and I'm good. Like, I don't need like the in between care. What's up, Clinton? How you doing?
No, man, I love it though because you're blatantly like honest about it. I think that's great. I think it's one thing if you try and like exist like that and make it like some secret, but it's like not a secret. You're just like so straightforward about it, and I think that's great.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is that, I spent a lot of my life not being who I was and actually actively having to hide like what was going on in my home, what was going on like with my ex-husband and stuff and like with his drug use and, the people that were around. I always had to hide everything all the time to
Right.
protect the kids, to keep the cops away. Like, I had to do all that stuff for over a decade. So real freedom for me is not only the security and safety of my own home where I get to choose who's there and who's not, but it's also at any point in time anybody can show up and I don't care. Like I have nothing to hide anymore. And so I'm pretty brutally honest now, which
I
is,
love it.
some people love it and some people are like, "Oh my god, you don't have to be that honest." I'm like, "Well, you don't have to be here, so."
And that's honest. Yeah, whatever. I love honesty, but that's also why I love working with the kids I work with. Like, if there's something about teenagers I know is that they're like some of the most brutally honest things on the planet. They're the most brutally honest like people on the planet is like a teenager. I've had some humbling ass experiences with some teenagers before where they say something and you're like, good point. You're like, thank you for saying that.
Well, it seems like it's really fulfilling.
I love it. I love it. It's a really it's like the one job where everything I've gone through in life like makes sense. Like I don't do well in a lot of jobs, but this job I kick ass at this job, but it's because I don't know. I just like I get it.
Well, I mean, you've dealt with a lot, and for anybody that doesn't know your story that well, I mean, you can go back and listen to some of the I'm not going to say, "Hey, go back and listen to the podcast." I mean, what I'm going to say is that there's, you've struggled with mental health, and you've struggled with, homelessness and listlessness, and even to the point of, considering suicide and stuff. So, to be able to take all of those experiences, which could tear somebody down, and to be able to apply them to someone who desperately needs some understanding and wisdom and tools to get past that, I think it's amazing that you can put that and spin it to a positive thing, not only for them, but for you as well, to give you purpose and give you, just somewhere to pour all of your heart into because you really have a huge heart.
Thank you. Well, I mean, they are like all my, and the thing is they teach me stuff all the time too. That's something else. Like they're always teaching me new stuff. So it's like this two-way thing. Like I'll kind of help guide them, but then sometimes they'll guide me too. And I'm like, damn, but sometimes they're brutally honest about it. And you're like, whoo.
Like, did you have to be that honest? Like,
well, some teenagers are brutally honest, but no, I mean, I still struggle with a lot of those things, but I think it's, working with them has helped me manage it better. like I still struggle with with my mental illness. I'll probably struggle with like suicidal ideation on and off for the rest of my life, and like some
Right.
years will be better than others, but I think it's something that will always be there. So
Well,
on the
one thing
days
that
what's
go
that?
ahead.
On the
No, go
days
ahead.
on the days that it happens, I came up with this book that's I started writing called Shit I Couldn't Do If I Killed Myself. And I put in all sorts of stuff. Like I was driving one day and I was like, I wouldn't be able to look at the clouds in the sky. And like, I don't know if you've ever seen a Kai truck. They're like these little Japanese trucks and they're ridiculous. And people like make them do flips and they're stupid. They're just so stupid. And I was like, I wouldn't be able to appreciate a Kai truck. So then I always like revert back. And like, that's something cool that like came out of being suicidal. I know that might sound fucked, but
Well, no, but it's sincere. What's up,
yeah.
Kitty? Welcome in, honey.
Oh, hey, Kitty. I remember Kitty.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of faces that you probably remember in here.
I do. The screen's just so small, and when I lean in, I feel like I'm like shoving my face right into the camera right now.
Do it. I'm sitting here trying to make my vape make sense.
What kind of vape you got there?
I'm really proud of it. It's kind of cool. It's got settings, so it makes me feel special.
Wow. Oh.
And it's pretty. But look, I won't take I refuse to take the wrapping off of it. I never take wrapping off of stuff. Like the plastic.
Yeah.
Everybody tries to peel off my plastic. I'm like, don't touch it.
You're like, yeah, leave it.
But no, I wanted to try to do something a little bit different, considering that cigarettes are like $10 a pack now.
Cigarettes?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cigarettes here I think are like $18 a pack.
That's what JT was telling me over in Nova Scotia. He said they're almost $20 a pack. I'm like,
oh yeah, Canada's like the price for everything in Canada right now is like absolutely, it's ridiculous. Like I go buy cat litter and it's like $25 sometimes.
Damn.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it is rough up here right now. It's fucking rough.
Well, I just found a new venture. I need to go deliver things to Canada.
Some woman was on the news somewhere the other day because she drives to the States to get her groceries. Because it's cheaper. Well, like $10 for a pack of cigarettes is like what I paid when I was smoking when I was like 14. It was like $10 a pack. That's bad. I shouldn't have been buying
$2.50. I actually had a reel that I put out on Instagram that was talking about me feeling old.
Yeah.
Because I told somebody, the gas station guy, and he was like, oh, it's 9 something. And I was like, damn, $20 for 2 packs. And he's like, I said, I remember when they were like $2.50, $2.75.
What?
When I was 13 and buying them for my friends. And he's like, 50 years ago. I'm like, I said, no, bro, like it was like the 90s. And he's like, the 90s? I'm like, I've never been scoffed at for my age. I was like, well, shit. So I made a whole reel about it. It actually is a pretty popular reel. I was proud of it.
I haven't seen it because I have been trying to stay off social media, but you should send it to me.
Kitty says, Rachel, did you figure out what happened to Witch? Did you go check?
I put it back up. I like went through this weird growth spurt because there's like 2 types of music I'm kind of going into. Like I'm really loving making house music because I play like music festivals and I don't know, the house stuff is just like fun and happy and I like it. And I still do Rachel Geek stuff, but I went to this weird in-between place where I was like, hey, am I one or the other? Like I have to pick one or the other. So then I started pulling videos, like privating videos on my YouTube. But now I'm like, fuck it, I can do both. So I'm going to do both.
Well, yeah, it's completely up to you if you want to kind of rebrand and take down some of the stuff that maybe isn't you anymore. I know people do that. I just know that video was her favorite.
Yeah. Well, and I do. It's hard. Yeah. I mean, with my mental stuff, it's so hard to like know which ones are me.
Well, I say this almost every single podcast that I do with anybody that is an artist ever. I say the same thing. I say that because people always talk about the music that they did at such and such time or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Take any song that you've ever done in the past, right? Or any video. Okay.
Yeah.
That is a snapshot into your life at that moment. It's like it's a movie and you took a still frame or a thumbnail shot, right?
Yeah.
And you pulled that out and you said, okay, at this time, for example, there are people who, when they first started doing music and stuff, maybe they were doing drugs and maybe they were drinking a lot or maybe they were like, going with a whole bunch of women and stuff and that's all they talked about. And that's not who they
Mhm.
are anymore at all. They've changed their whole life around. Anybody know who I'm talking about? Um, but that music is still valid. It's part of the journey to get where they are.
Yeah,
Right? And so it's not it doesn't reflect on you now as much as it reflects on where you've been.
that's a good way to look at it.
But
Yeah, because I sometimes I like some weeks I like listen to my old music and I'm like, yeah, this is like I totally vibe with this. And then other weeks I'm like, who is that? Like, but I think I should. That's why I put it back up because I was like, fuck it. It is like a snapshot of my life at that time.
right, and
It is part of me.
that's the thing. I mean, I'm that person. Like I'm all that person who's like I don't block anybody to a point, but then I'm all about the blocking stuff. Like I don't want anything to do with this or this and I bye. And I remove it from my life completely. So I completely understand the concept of like this is not who I am or what I want to see when someone pulls up my page. This is not what I want them to see because this is not who I am anymore.
Yeah.
That makes complete sense and that's completely your prerogative. You could always make a playlist that's like, old me, like old me
New
stuff,
me.
and then all your current stuff be like at the forefront. So they're kind of like not at the front, like right and everybody, if that's what you wanted. There's a bunch of different ways to do it, but it's all how you feel and what makes you happy. It's your music, it's your art, it's your channel. It's whatever the hell you want.
Yeah. Yeah. It changes every day what I want.
Dude, me too. Like I'm like, oh, I want to do like content about this, and then I'm like, I want to read a book.
Yeah, you're like, what are you reading right now? Oh yeah, you like to read like love romance stories, right?
Oh yeah, we'll go with
Oh yeah.
love romance. That's a really
No, you like 50 Shades of Grey love romance.
that's so tame and vanilla.
I've never read that book.
It's really like it's just a different type of bodice ripper. It's like, and that's what romance novels are. As like there's the bodice rippers where it's like, "Oh, Henry. Oh, Judy." And then they're like, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's not what I read.
So you read like R-rated shit.
No, like X.
Like
X plus. Yeah.
Is that all you read?
I mean, I've read pretty much everything I want to read prior to, and I don't really care. The cool part is that I read series, so that like these type of books, there's multiple series. It takes like 5 books to get to the end of the story, which I absolutely love. I don't want it to stop. Like once I like a story, you build up a character and a world for me. I want to keep going, and I want to know what happens. I want to know what happens to their brother and their sister and their mom and their cousin and stuff. I want to know. And I want it to be more than just like, I came, I saw, I went. Like, well, that was, to me, that's a waste of my time. So I read series, and they have lots and lots of those. And they're,
Nice.
I prefer dark as you can get most of the time.
What do you mean? Like dark and like ghost or like murders or like?
No. Not like horror as much as like deviant type. Like dark,
Okay.
like bully, enemy type, unapologetic villains. People who know.
Did you ever read that book? I Hope They Serve Beer in Hell.
No.
Do you know that book? I don't know if you like that one. I don't know. That one's like, but I think that's a true story of a guy just being a dick, literally. But it's really popular. A lot of people like that book. But you should maybe look it up. But
I'm gonna write it.
I haven't read. Actually, I've been reading a lot of self-help books and therapy books and psychology books, but
Oh, there we go.
Completely opposite.
Who's Heidi? I don't know how to say that. Hideki?
Is that the book?
No, Paul just said it in chat. Is a house artist that I follow. Haven't researched any other artists of the genre though. Her music's amazing though. She does stuff where, okay, so what people might not know who are new, who don't know you that well, you make the beats, right? You produce your own sounds. You sing, you rap, you play instruments.
Hmm.
You have the biggest cup I've ever seen in my life.
Remember what I said? I'm like, it helps with it's my anti-anxiety mug. Because when it's so big, I can't take anything seriously because I'm like, that's so funny.
Like I
That
said,
helps.
it's bigger than your anxiety.
Hmm. See, my anxiety like just gets
You
sucked
should
in
put a
there.
W on the outside. It's winning.
Yeah, winning. Or I could put soup in it. I could put my lentil soup in here. If you were here, I could serve you lentil soup in this mug. The
I would eat
anti-anxiety
it too.
mug.
I would
Yeah,
eat it too.
I'm
So
gonna give it a go.
you do all the stuff. Like you
Yeah.
produce all of your music from start to finish. Like every detail, every aspect of it. And anybody that isn't aware, for example, you know, I love the song Zombie. It just cracks me up every time. But the live loop that you did,
Yeah.
so you can see people can see the progression where you do looping and then you play the instruments and then, you play the guitar, you play the piano, and you play that ratchet accordion, whatever the fuck that is.
It's a melodian.
I looked it up and I knew what it was because I had to like Google it. That thing.
It's ratchet. I know. I have a few people that they hate it. They're like, stop playing that. It's horrible.
I
And I'm
don't
just
mind
like,
it. It's not an accordion, but it's as closest to an accordion. That's like accordions from wish.com. Like they
it's like
forgot half
slightly
of
out of
it.
tune too.
I wish I could play instruments. I can't. I wish
Yeah,
I
you
could just
can.
like roll up play
You just
instruments
do it.
well.
Just pick it up and play. Just don't think.
Well, again, I emphasize well.
Right? You could just like. Boom, you can play an instrument. I'm gonna send you a melodian. I should mail you a melodian.
I get like increase my lung capacity.
Are you still smoking? Yeah,
Yes.
just 10 packs of cigarette. A pack. You don't need very
Not
much lung
that many.
capacity. How much do you
Well,
smoke a
good.
day?
More than I should.
Okay. I used to smoke like at least a pack a day at one point.
Mm-hmm. I'm about there. It just depends on my mood and what
Yeah.
I'm doing, And I don't smoke as much because I'm not sitting outside drinking. On the flip side, I smoke just as much because I'm still sitting outside reading my books.
At least you're still sitting outside.
I'm always outside. If I'm not in here,
Yeah.
in here, my hand was not on screen. If I'm
Yeah.
not in here,
Yeah.
I'm out. I'm probably outside.
Even if it's like 47 degrees out?
When I used to do this podcast in the beginning, remember they used to yell at me for being outside in my garage all the time?
Oh yeah, I used to sit in that garage and smoke and drink and I remember that, yes.
And freeze and boil, like, until Truth and Nick came to visit me, and they're like, "You can't do this. You can do this never again. Like, you're gonna die, and then we won't know it, and you're gonna die out here in the garage, and nobody will know." And I'm like, "Well, that's depressing."
You're like, okay, all right. Okay.
So I pretended like I would not do it anymore, and then I finally didn't, and now I'm here, and I have my own little studio.
I love it though. Watching you.
I'm really proud of it.
Yeah.
I love it.
No, you
What's
should
up,
be.
TD?
You went from being in the garage to now you have a studio.
And I went from
How is
audio
Truth
with
and Skulls?
They're
Sorry, Violet.
awesome. I talk to them like every day.
Yeah, you were saying that. That's awesome.
They're still like my best friends.
That's great.
They have. There's a couple people that I talk to every single day. Cliff Beats is one of them. Truth is one of them. Skulls is another one. Talk to Jared every single day. There's quite a few people, and it's weird because all my best friends are guys.
You don't have any
and they're
girlfriends?
all pretty. It's stupid how pretty they are. Like, why do they have to be good looking? That's not fair. And they all work out. Like, they all work out, like, they're jacked. I'm like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "I
See,
just need them all at the same place at the same time so it could be like my harem." Like, when I go somewhere, so I, like, look like I'm super cool with an entourage of, like, hot men.
Well, you only get one life, man, and if that's how you wanna live it, you gotta do it.
Oh, bet you're I'm gonna go back to Vegas. Imma have some fun.
How was Vegas? Vegas
Oh
was
my
a
god.
yeah.
That was we had so much fun.
How
I
long were you
had
there for?
4 days. That was
Woo!
way too long.
Yeah,
Whew.
I'd say 3 days max in Vegas, because by the 3rd day, you're like, "Yeah, I need to get the fuck out of here."
But well, okay, well, and I told people before, I had like a moment when I was in Vegas where I had no obligations and nothing to do. I don't know
Mhm,
how like that sounds wrong, but I was sitting outside and I actually have the pictures for it.
mhm.
Where I was sitting outside the Luxor and I was smoking cigarettes and I had like on, like a tank top and it was like we'd woken up, we weren't gonna do anything yet. We were just I was outside just because I'm always outside.
Mhm.
Watching people go back and forth, looking up, and there's like hieroglyphics and there's art and there's sculpture and all the stuff. And I had, my mom had my daughter, the youngest one. So I didn't have to worry about that. I didn't have to go to work. All my bills were paid.
Yeah.
I didn't have to look at my phone or answer text. It didn't matter. For a moment, like a good 5-10 minutes, I just was. The wind was blowing, it was warm, and it was, like, comfy, and there were people, and everyone was friendly, and there were
Yeah.
some ratchet-looking females with their asses hanging out, and there's somebody getting married, getting into a limo. It was just interesting, and I just was there, and I'm like, "That is my goal in life, is to get like that, like, once a month, do something where I can just be with every obligation and thing that I need to do and just cut all that off and
Mhm.
literally live in the moment for 10 minutes. I'm talking 100% hands down in a new spot, whether it's somewhere near or far, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's probably not gonna happen once a month, but,
I think it could that's like meditating, yeah, I think it could happen.
I just I I needed to be somewhere that I hadn't been. I needed to be, like,
Mm,
'cause the thing is, like, my daughter's in the other room, right?
mhm.
So, it's something and this is nothing against her, I love her to pieces, she knows that. Like, it's just an obligation that I have, whether I love her or not, it's still a
Oh, yeah.
responsibility,
I see
right?
what you're saying,
I
yeah.
had a moment where none of my responsibilities were my responsibility for the first time in my entire life
Yeah.
since was, like, 13 and decided to, fuck around and start working. Like, who does that? Me, apparently. I've been
You
working since I
did.
was 13, y'all, like,
Wow.
it's been a minute.
Yeah.
Um So since then, like, I've literally never had that. I've always had my kids. I've always worked. I've always had these things. I've never taken vacations. So for me, it was huge. And boy, me and Nick tore that town up. Nick parties as hard as I do. I'm telling you.
So you had a wild time in Vegas then.
Oh yeah. We had a blast.
I've been to Vegas once with a friend, and it was
The Thunder from Down Under guy, I know it was his job, but like
I did go to that too. I went to Thunder Down Under too, and I was like, it
I
was
didn't
so
go
funny.
to it. He gave me beads and tried to make me take a picture, which I know they're gonna charge you an arm and a leg for.
Oh,
But
yeah.
he gave me beads and I kept pushing Nick between us, and he's like, "I'm gonna come back in my American flag Speedo and take a picture." I'm like, "I triple dog dare
Okay.
you," but then we were way too wasted to do that later. We were way But, like, I wanna go to, like, a festival. I wanna come up to Canada. I wanna meet all the people. Like, it's killing me to have all these people that I've never been able to hug their neck and, like, put my hands on them. It sucks.
Canada's pretty awesome, it's just expensive right now.
Okay,
But I
so you
do
need to
love
come
like,
here.
I would go to the States, yeah. Your guys' gun laws scare the hell out of me, but
Well, I mean, the law isn't gonna, like
not so much the law, maybe just because how many shootings that y'all get every year. I'm like, "Whoa,
not in my
is that
house.
bad?" Do you ever? I mean, but maybe that's just how like the media portrays it to me in Canada, that it's like crazy. Like, what is it as crazy as it sounds?
Well, I mean, if you're like walking around the ghetto downtown, you know, or if you're up to no good kind of stuff, if you're at a gun
Yeah, you
range
get.
and you walk in front of people practicing, then probably.
Yeah.
But like randomly walking into the store and like everybody dies is not a thing.
See, that's where my
And
brain
it's
thinks. I'm like, everyone's
Texas.
dead.
It's
Everyone's getting
Texas, but
shot.
I don't wear chaps and spurs usually. And
Usually.
I don't own a cowboy hat, though, much obliged. I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, maybe it's how the media portrays it to us up here.
Well, yeah, because that's all you see. That's all that they talk about, right? I don't watch the news
Rather than,
ever, so I don't care. Like I never,
yeah,
never. I don't care.
the news is overwhelming.
Yeah, I don't watch it.
It's like a lot of. Yeah, there's it's a lot of. I mean, TikTok's too much for me, man. I can't handle any of it.
Hannah Monty.
Like, I'd rather
in.
like. Who's that?
Hannah is. I haven't seen them in a minute.
Most of the shootings not gang related are people who are mentally ill. Yeah, see, that would freak me out. At times when I was really struggling, if I could just go buy a gun, who's to say? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Well, no, I mean honestly, but that's real talk there. That's real.
I mean, for real. Like, and yeah, it is.
No, it's real.
But who's to say, like, if I mind, like, they just how easy is it to like buy a gun down there? Like, can you just walk in somewhere and just buy one?
I've never done it. I don't know.
Okay.
Like, okay, so you have to understand. There's a reason I don't have a gun, and that's because I could have gotten one at any time, and I wanted to. And I've been in states where it was not a big deal. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope she's okay.
What does it say?
It says I had to go to my sister's due to her newborn going to the ER.
Oh, that sucks.
But I never I could have gotten a firearm, but I never did. And I never did because my kids needed to have at least one parent, because I would have ended up in prison.
Yeah.
And my ex would have been unalive.
Yeah.
He was abusive. So there's a reason I didn't have it. And now Nick promised he's going to teach me how to shoot a gun, but his mother just passed recently. So he's been going through it. So when he's been in town, he's not been able to show me. Right. And then, like I said, I don't know anyone around here. So I don't want to go by myself.
Yeah.
But once I get somebody to show me, bet your ass. I'll let you know, because I'm going to go through the process.
You're like, bet your ass. I'm just reading this comment, and because some of the comments cut off, it says, and the mentally ill are drugged up.
And the people want our guns taken are using the people that are mentally ill to be drugged up and lose their mind, which turns to a shooting. I don't necessarily agree with that, but I see what you're saying, but I don't agree. I don't necessarily agree with
What
that.
do you mean? Like, because I just can't see it. So can you just read it one more time?
Yeah. And the mentally ill. Okay, let me go with the last one. Hold on a second.
Just saying that some of the shootings
are proven that it's mentally ill.
Yeah.
It says, and the mentally ill are drugged up, and the people who want our guns taken are using the people that are mentally ill to be drugged up and lose their mind, which turns to a shooting.
So saying that, like, drugged up mentally ill people cause the shootings sometimes?
Yeah, and that they're kind of using that as a tool to say, see, nobody should have a firearm. That's what it's saying, I believe.
Okay. And you were saying that you disagree with that?
I think there are some completely lucid people who do stupid shit too. I don't think that it's only people that are mentally ill, and I don't think necessarily that they're necessarily always just as because they're drugged up. By the way, there's Sherry. Hey. And Beasted Gamer Boy. Welcome in, guys.
Hello.
I think there's some perfectly... I'm not saying that I agree with their way of thinking, but there's some perfectly lucid people who do stupid shit and hurt other people. I don't think that it's all a mental health issue.
I think a lot of it could be an emotional intelligence. I mean, I think a lot of...
I think there's just evil people out there. There are
There
evil
is
people
evil
out there.
people, but it could be an emotional intelligence thing. Like if someone doesn't know how to like regulate their anger properly, and then they regulate their anger by getting a gun and shooting a bunch of people. That could be something too, but I don't know if that would tread into the water of mental illness.
I don't know. But see, I'm also, that's another thing. Remember, we've had this talk before where I'm like, when it comes to dealing with people that have mental illness, I'm not really the one because I can, like, okay, for example, people that, are going through domestic violence, things like that. But when it comes
Mhm.
to other types of mental illness, I am not necessarily the person to go to because I have low patience, and that's not because of them. It's not personal. It's just I don't handle that well. So I don't
Yeah.
understand a lot of the concepts because I've either never been through it or haven't taken the time to research it, or I just don't know somebody that's been through it. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Mhm.
not my forte at all. I couldn't tell you that.
Yeah, that's a good awareness.
Well, that's why I tell people, like, when there's mental health channels in people's Discord servers, I'm like, not it. Not it. No. Because okay, so for example, there are people that reach out. It's I get real weird about it though. Like people reach out
Okay.
for help, but then there's a
Yeah.
way to do it where it's like abusive to a point.
Yes. Elaborate on that. What do you like? They're being abusive by putting it on you, kind of thing.
No. No, more like someone says I have an issue going on. They say, "Well, I do." Whoa. What about me? Mine. Like, they take over the conversation with, what they're like, every time someone tries to say something, they say something on top of it. Like, that kind of thing. I see that
Oh,
happen
okay.
quite often. Like, someone will be like, "I'm really going through something with, my family member," and they'll be like, "Well, I'm going through something," and then suddenly they, like, take over the conversation, and it's all about them. Now, I'm not saying that's a problem. I'm just saying that someone with a narcissistic personality who did that type of abusive behavior towards me for a really, really long time. Everything
Mhm.
turned about them. It's a
Mhm.
trigger for me.
Yeah, but that's
So I
fair.
stay
You can
away
have.
from it because I know that I don't handle it correctly. So I
Yeah.
don't go there.
Yeah, I think that's fair to know where your triggers are. And like you get to decide what kind of people you want to interact like that with, you know? That's something I'm learning too, is like I can have all types of, because I talk to a lot of people sometimes too, but I just have different connections with people. Because you
No,
like for
exactly.
you have to have a boundary around that, right?
No, absolutely. Because the thing is that I react to it in a way that doesn't make sense. I'm the one that's reacting badly because I'm immediately my brain goes to a different place. Like it goes to an assuming place where I'm assuming that people are doing this or doing that or talking over someone or trying to, usurp the conversation. Like my brain goes there because it's been drilled into me for years, having someone that's up and down and up and down and up and down. Every time anyone spoke, anytime anyone had an issue, it was always, you know, the attention was stolen and put on someone else, and it was a mess trying to get through that, and I
Mm.
haven't worked through all that yet, so
Oh,
I
it
know
takes a
my
long time.
limitation.
It can
I know
take a
my limitation, that's a hard limit for me.
yeah, but even knowing your limitation is good, you know? Some people don't even know their limitations at all.
Well,
I
that's the
have
thing
2
is
friends.
it makes me look like a jerk, but it's like, I would rather
I don't think
not.
it makes you look like a jerk. If they take it personally, it might, but, like,
That's what
sometimes
I
I
worry
don't, like.
about.
What's that?
That's what I worry about. I don't want anyone ever to think that I don't.
That you're not empathetic or something? Uh-oh, why did your sound cut off? I can't hear you.
My
Can you
mic
hear
just muted itself. Apparently I needed to shut up. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it sounds like you're on a different mic.
I can't hear you anymore. What is, hold on. I'm telling you, my stream just went after me. I can't hear anything.
Can you not hear me? Trying to read all this.
Wow.
Can you hear me?
I'm telling you, I try to like say certain things and it shuts me out. Like my headphones stop working. Hold on.
Speaking too much truth that YouTube doesn't want people to hear. Woo! Can the chat hear me? I'm wondering if you guys in the chat can hear me right now.
Oh, I can hear.
Can you hear me?
I don't know what I just did, but I fixed it.
Can you hear me right now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, you can. Yay. Okay, sweet.
That was really weird. Come here.
Oh.
Wait.
Wrong hand. My bad.
Hi.
All these get mixed up.
That's the 9-year-old
Oh, wow. Yeah, she looks like you.
who sings and writes music.
Cool.
Okay, I only wrote one. One I say. One I
That's
say.
awesome.
Just one song, she said.
That's great. You only need one good one, and you know, you got to start somewhere.
Yes, that's fine. Oh, I love you, babe.
Bye.
Bye. Aw.
That was so weird. Maybe it was like, Kat, you're like, need to not talk about this right now. Whatever you're talking about, you need to stop because you don't know what you're talking about.
No, but it's a good it's a good topic. I like this. I like that topic that we were getting on there.
But it's one of those things. It's one of those things that, okay, so for example.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a real bad way to explain it. But I'm Italian, okay? So I'm Italian and my whole family is Italian. Look, my ring light went out too. Look. You see how I'm darker now?
Is your house haunted or something? Like,
look, the sun's going behind a cloud. Do you see me getting darker all of a sudden?
Yeah, and your light turned off?
Yeah, my O-ring light is gone.
Cool. Okay. Cool.
Alrighty then. But no, like, okay, so I'm Italian, but I'm allergic to tomatoes, so I don't eat tomato sauce, right? But my grandparents are full-blown Italian, like full-blooded Italian.
Yeah.
So they were offended that I wouldn't eat what they made because everything they made had tomato sauce, right?
Yeah.
Like all of it. And so they were ticked off, and I'm like, but it's something I can't do. I'm not going to do it. I can't do it. But see, that's the thing is, to me, this whole situation with what I'm talking about is the same for me. It's something that I don't handle well. And knowing that, I don't put myself in a situation where I need to handle it because I already know that I'm not going to handle it well, you know? So it's like being, you know, certain situation intolerant, you know?
You just have boundaries for what you have space for and what you don't.
Right.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I think, you know, when I did stream on Twitch and I became an affiliate, I did get people start messaging me a lot. And it was a lot. Like, I couldn't do it. And it wasn't, like, personal to them. I just, like, I didn't have space to, like, listen to someone tell me all their problems all the time.
No, exactly. And that's the thing.
Do you know what I mean? And I feel for those people. I do. But I have to take care. Like my job is so demanding emotionally, and like I have to be so present emotionally at my job, which is also why I like it. But then it leaves very little space for me to be emotionally present for a lot of people. I have to be really careful. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Well, in the past, I was also dealing with, you know,
Just for you. Here's a cookie.
thank you.
No problem.
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. Hold up.
What did she give you? What is
Crackers. They're chicken biscuit crackers. Have you ever had those?
that? No, chicken biscuit crackers?
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't eat snacks, especially when I'm live. All right, take care, Michael Ash. Hold on, I'm trying to turn my ring light back on.
Yeah, that's weird that it turned off. See ya, Michael.
See, you can tell the difference, right?
Yeah. Mine's only, I mean, I could turn my ring light onto there, but it's like,
I had to turn it down way far. But no, she just brought me a snack out of the blue. Maybe that was
oh, that's
okay.
nice. There,
No,
see
it
that
was super nice, but it was like I didn't expect it.
surprise.
I just think that mental health is hard for everybody. It really is. And there's a part of me that personally thinks, you know, I should be able to handle other people's mental health better than I do. But I know that there are certain situations I don't handle well, so I avoid them. Like I run. I'm like, and I'm out of this conversation. Like I'm like, whoop, and suddenly I'll just disappear from conversation. It's like, you don't know, where'd cat go? I don't know. You know, I just like jump back out of it. Well, that's my way of protecting myself, or also because maybe I don't know how to articulate myself in those situations. I'm also not going to make it worse for the person who's going through something by being approaching it in a way that is not helpful. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So because I haven't worked through my shit, I don't need them to have to deal with me not having worked through my shit first.
Mm-hmm.
While they're going through something that they actually need somebody who can, you know, be there for them.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
What's up, Ricochet? What's up, Tina?
Hey.
Nick the actor. We were just
Okay.
talking about you.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, man. I think it's great.
Of course, you're like the mental health professional and shit, so I feel like an asshole. What's up, Mark?
No, but I mean, I choose to do it for a living, but outside of like my job, like I have capacity to hold space like that for like a very small number of people in my life. Because I get people that still message me in my inbox sometimes and want to tell me their problems, and I'm like, I can't do it today.
No, Nick is, I'm pretty sure Nick is live right now, right? He's sending everybody in. That's where they're coming from.
All these
from his
people?
live stream. Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how many people are in here. I can't see that.
It's been going up and down throughout the podcast.
Cool.
Nick, we were talking about Vegas. I told her that we tore it up.
How did you tear it up? What was tearing up Vegas? Can you even share that? Because I know what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but.
No, we were out till like 6 o'clock every morning.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like me and him, like everybody else crashed.
And then you and Nick were like, fuck it, let's go.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you. I appreciate you guys coming through. What's up, Willie? Appreciate you, Nick. Thank you for sending everybody.
Who all went to Vegas together?
It was me, Truth, Nick, Just Jen, and Michael Ash that was just here. He went with us too.
That's awesome.
Sticky bar floors. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Vegas is a time.
It was so gross. Like you couldn't dance because your feet wouldn't move.
Oh.
Because it was like.
Oh.
Like you try to walk and your shoe stays and it's like, wait a minute.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how I feel about that.
No, but we had a blast. And like I said, it was a big deal to me to be able to meet up with people that I talk to all the time that I really support and that I consider really close friends of mine. It was a big deal. You know? And we just had a blast. You know, we just hung out and had. And I'm telling you, I would have paid a lot of money to see him in his American flag Speedo with the Thunder from Down Under guys. I mean, I wanted that to happen so bad, but I was like pushing him in between me and them because I'm like, they won't leave me alone.
Did you gamble at all while you were down there?
Yes, mostly with as much of other people's money as I could because I didn't bring it in.
What games did you play, like blackjack or anything?
No, like slots. I wanted one of the guys to go to a table because I wanted to be like standing there while they like actually like played the thing. They were, you know, with the felt table and like I wanted all that, but they didn't.
Blackjack, you can lose money pretty fast on blackjack, but
I completely believe it. Like slots was bad enough. Hand to God, those stupid fish tanks. I'm triggered by the fish. So like you would win and win and win, and the fish would like do, and then it would go through this whole thing where you would win tons and tons and tons, right?
Yeah.
And then the more you won, the fish tank would the fish would get bigger, and then the tank would crack, and then it would shatter, and then you got this huge bonus. Well, apparently, the more you did that, it took like instead of like 10 wins to break the stupid fucking thing, it took like 85. And you know, all winnings plus all money put into it, plus me and Nick attempting later.
Yeah.
The Woody says, I went to a casino out here a week or so ago and played that game. Pissed me off, but took the fish's money. Revenge was mine.
I need to see this fish thing. Like it's a fish, like slot
It's a
machine?
slot machine. Yeah, it's slots. It was evil. It was so evil. Where like you have to break the fish bowl. Like they all like there's like a blue and a red and a yellow fish, and you have to like break the fish bowl.
Is there like a big screen like behind it?
It's like a big
like that.
That's more of like a fish in a pond. I'm thinking like fish in a bowl.
Oh, it's like fish in a bowl. Okay.
Yeah. like you said, you feed the fish and they're supposed to break the glass. But
they didn't. Yeah.
No, they did not. We were like really excited. We were doing so good.
We were like,
doing
yeah,
really, really good. We're like, hell yeah, this is good. You know.
Yeah, sick. And then you're like, fuck.
And dude, the last day I got so sick. Oh my God, I got so sick. I think I got the kofifi and like alcohol poisoning all in one shot. I'm telling you.
Why? Were you like throwing up?
Bad. Oh my God, yeah. I was like shaking. It was horrible.
You should have gotten one of those IV buses down there. They like rehydrate you with an IV in your arm.
I couldn't even get out of bed. I don't even know what I was doing. I was just like, can I just fall asleep? It took me like 6 hours, but I did. It was bad. And I was like waiting for the Uber for the airport. Like, I was like out there shaking. I'm like, oh, this sucks.
Oh.
It was horrible. But that's why you don't go for the 4th day.
No, that's what I mean. One time, when I was in Vegas, I ran into these guys there, and I was like, how long you guys been here? They're like, 4 weeks. And I was like, what? I was like, you're either a millionaire or you've just been like snorting so much cocaine that you don't need to sleep for 4 weeks. Like, come on.
He said he did a whiskey and beer IV. It worked great.
Oh, God. Yeah, when I went to Vegas, I ended up making friends with these street performers that just like...
I made a friend. This random guy from India.
In Vegas?
Yeah.
Where did you meet him?
Like almost every night. Like he was standing outside the casino that Truth and Nick went into. He was just standing out there. And I'm like, well, you're coming with me. Let's go. You're
like, you're one of us now in the back.
I have reels of me and him at one of the bars where he's standing behind me and we're like, yeah, it was great.
And he hung out with you all weekend?
Well, I mean, like partial. Like, he was standing outside. Well, I figured he was there. I'm like, hey, you're still here. He's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, let's go.
That's great. Vegas is great for that.
I was not going to move to India.
Did he want you to move to India?
No, it wasn't even like that. No.
You're like, whoa. He was just like alone, and you were like, come on.
No, seriously, he was there for a tech conference. He had flown in from India for a tech conference, and he was standing outside smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
I was outside smoking a cigarette while they went in to go get food because I wasn't hungry. I think I ganked Truth's bottle of tequila, like gallon of tequila. And
oh my God.
I was like, this one guy comes up, he's like, hey, I saw you at where was it? The country bar or something. And he's like, I saw you. And I was like, oh, and he's like, wanna hang out? I'm like, no. And he's like, why? You're by yourself? I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm with dude. He's like, yes, you with me? I'm like, okay.
And then you just went with it?
So then we start talking, and I'm like, well, then somebody that we had seen at one of the bars is like, hey, we went over to this other bar around the corner. You should come. And I'm like, okay, cool. And so
and that was Vegas.
yeah, it was great. We had
I
a
wouldn't
blast.
I wouldn't mind going down there if I had some extra money. It's expensive, but
Yeah,
I went skydiving when I went to Las Vegas.
No.
Yeah. I should have. Literally, they should give people diapers like when they jump out of planes.
I just think that should be part of Vegas. They should just hand out adult diapers and be done with it.
Everyone just gets a diaper.
Like they have like your IV bus and your catheter bus. Like you could just get
you
straight
can like pay to get
right
a catheter.
There. Yeah.
You can just pay to get a catheter put in, and then you can just walk around and not like fuck a bathroom break.
Nick, I'm not even playing. I was gonna try to go in October, and I don't think I can pull it off. But springtime, I'm going back. So I know plenty of people.
Oh, I thought you said you were trying to get a catheter. I was like, what?
Well, you know.
Yeah, I was like, what do you mean? You're gonna wait till springtime to get a catheter?
Adulting.
Yeah, Vegas is a fun time. I had a great time there. Yeah. So glad you went.
Well, Nick was
just
with
like,
me.
Yeah.
Everybody else crashed. Okay, so that's the thing. Everybody else crashed, but me and Nick were holding it down like all the time. So then when John Widowmaker came through, he was actually shooting a music video up, I think, in Utah, and he drove back to Vegas, and he knew that we were out, and he came and found us, and we hung out with him. That was crazy, man. He's like buying drinks and going all the places. I was like, holy shit. I mean, he's a real one, man. John ain't no joke. Like, he's the one that whenever you go out in Vegas with John, you think, we're gonna end up in jail. Like, we're gonna end up in jail. Someone's gonna go to jail. And I hope it's not me, but the way that this could go, it could happen. Like, you just have to resolve yourself to that. Like, we could go to jail tonight.
You just accept it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
That means you had a great time in Vegas. Which hotel did you stay at again?
We stayed a couple. I stayed at the Luxor, and then, what was it, Treasure Island?
Oh, Treasure Island. I've stayed at Treasure Island, yeah.
Yeah, because I went to Senior Frogs.
Nice.
And then the country bar, Gillies, I think we went to.
Okay.
And I don't remember where we went with John because we were all over the place. We were driving all over Vegas. We were in the car like 90% of the time. But we walked up in one place and he's like, y'all ain't giving me drinks. We're gone. Let's go. Fuck this place. We're like, we left.
Yeah. See you later.
Oh, that tiki bar. Yeah, that was crazy. The 24-hour tiki lounge.
Nice.
It was dark. There were dicks everywhere.
What do you mean?
I have pictures. The women's bathroom was like all the handles to the stalls were dicks.
Oh, I was like, were guys walking around with their dicks out? Like, what's?
We didn't go to that bar, but the way that night was going, we could have ended up there. I mean,
is there a bar like that in Las Vegas?
I'm sure there is. If not,
There's
then somewhere
be.
near.
Somewhere close by.
I mean,
Yeah.
It was so much fun. Like, and to be able to meet my friends in person, it was just awesome. What would have made it epic, I'm not going to lie, is if Skulls was there. That would have.
Oh, he didn't go?
Skulls did not go.
Oh, he didn't. Okay.
But if he'd have gone, that would have been the trifecta of the guys, right? Because that would have been Nick and Truth and Skulls.
Yeah.
And then just Jen came, and she's like this tall. I'm 5'2". She's like comes to here on me.
Oh my gosh.
She's tiny, and she's bougie as hell. And she wanted all the best things, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, when I went, I just hung out with the homeless. I just hung out with these like street performers on the side of the road, drank their alcohol.
Well, I was almost there, but I stayed one more day. I would have been doing the same thing.
Would you? Were you gonna stay one more day?
Well, John wanted us to stay one more day because he was shooting a music video the next day. He wanted us to go. He wanted us to be there for.
And you were like,
I had tickets. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can't decide this stuff at the last minute.
Yeah, not if you're flying out of Vegas.
No, exactly. So, and I didn't want to get stuck there forever,
Yeah. Well,
it was fun, but I mean, it was only fun if I could leave. I don't think it would have been as fun if I was like never going to leave again. That would have been weird. I definitely would have ended up. But what is that show where they show people getting locked up in Vegas? I was really scared. I'm like, I don't want to be on that show.
You're like, I got to get out of here. We're starting to tread into the danger zone now.
No, man, meeting John was the danger zone. Like, that man, he doesn't play. He does not play. Like, he is everything.
He's party
his personality. Oh my God. Like, he is in your face. And he's awesome. Like, he's a great guy. I love him to pieces. But he's just one of those that's like, what? What are you going to do? I'm like,
You're like, okay.
Yeah, and he wants what he wants when he wants it, and he's willing to pay for it. But like he's the guy wearing the leather vest with the cowboy hat and the boot, and he's got the beard, and he's like got like the in his voice. He's that guy. Like whatever stereotype, that. That was awesome. He was so much fun. He was great. No, he put it. We had too much fun.
Maybe it's time to go back in the spring then.
No, I want to go back in the spring. I was wanting to go in October.
In October?
I was going to go to Atlanta this month, but I canceled because everybody else going to go visit is not going to be in Atlanta. They actually have somewhere else they're going to be. So, I canceled that. But I don't want to go to Canada because it's expensive. So you need to come down here.
Canada is horribly expensive.
Yeah, $20 for a pack of smokes. That's.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, $20 for a pack of smoke. It cost me like $100 to fill up my gas tank. I don't know. Maybe that's normal down there, but.
Well, I don't drive anywhere. Like I just hit, I think 69.5 miles in 3 weeks.
Really?
I don't go anywhere. I work from home.
And you live in Houston?
I go like a mile up the road to go pick up my kid every day from my mom's house. And I drop her off at school, which is 3 blocks that way.
Right.
And then I go to the gas station to get cigarettes like every 3 to 4 days.
Right. And that's it.
That's it. So
and you go to Vegas once a year and
I'm just mad because, like I said, I have concert tickets and no one to go with. So it's like, I want to go meet Atlas, but I don't have anyone that's going to come with me. So that would be cool.
If no one hits you up before then, man, just hit someone up on Tinder the day of.
I should. I would kind of want to meet them the day before, just because that way they're not going to like strand me in downtown Houston. That would suck. But
Yeah.
I want to go to a festival, but I'm not going to come up there to a festival because it's too expensive.
Shambhala was voted the best music festival in North America.
Nice.
It was.
Nick, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you bringing all your people with you. And much love. And that's blowing kisses. That's what that was supposed to be.
Yeah, thanks for I can't really see the chat, so I'm sorry if I can't read what you all are saying. It's just so small on my phone, but I appreciate you all stopping by. I might have to go soon because I need to clean my house. So bad.
Well, I am going to have to go soon because it's like it's been 12 hours since I've been sitting at this computer for the most part.
Yeah, you need to go sit on the front. You need to go sit out front, outside.
I need to go breathe fresh air because I'm like in my own little stifle section over here. Plus, I know a lot of people that are about to go start going live. I know people have things they want to do and have dinner and all that stuff.
I need to go cook the lentil soup.
I want you to drop some of that music, by the way, because it was amazing. And
I'm glad you liked it.
I really hope you do drop some of that music because I will put it everywhere. And you know that.
I'm just trying to get a music video for a couple of them. And then the house stuff, like just because I just started making house this year, I keep going back in and making it a little better. But I think I'll have like a mix down ready like at the end of October that I'm going to post. Like an hour mix. And then you know
that we're always here for whatever you put out there. And hopefully once Truth gets his part done.
I would love to. That song, I love that song. It's such a good song.
Oh, I do too. What's up, Spectrum? It's good to see you.
What's up? Yeah, it's such a good song. Honestly, I love that song so much. But yeah, that's the only reason I didn't. I mixed all of Skull's parts on that song, and I mixed everything else. But Truth was saying he wanted to send me a better recording, so I was waiting on that.
Well, I know that he's got a studio set up at his house now, if I'm not mistaken.
Cool.
So, and I know that he didn't have an opportunity to do it because I asked him, I think yesterday. I was like, you know, because he's the one that was live and said, he goes, I can't wait I want this song to come out. It's such a good song. And I'm like, it's so definitely, good. I said, well, let me see what I can do. Let me reach out to Rachel and see if we can get the ball moving, right?
Yeah.
I did my part.
Well, I can use the parts that he sent me, but I just remember him saying
but he wanted to change it a little bit, right?
Yeah, he wanted to send me something else. So I could use the parts he sent me, but I just knew he mentioned something else. But once he sends that, I can finish it for sure. And I have this cool thing called a sub pack that I'm learning to mix with. I just got it today. That's the other reason I gotta go, because I gotta go put that on. But it's like this little backpack that you put on your back, and it simulates like bass frequencies in your body. So it feels like you're like at a live venue mixing your song because you can like feel it in your body.
Oh, that's like it vibrates you a little bit.
Yeah, it's like so cool. And my friend got one for the recording studio I help work at out here, and she was just like, I got one, and I was like, can I borrow it? So now I have it.
Bye, Sherry. Appreciate you.
Bye.
No, that's actually really cool. It's kind of like the controller that vibrates when you play games.
Yeah. Here, let me show it to you before I go here.
That's so cool.
I
didn't know they do stuff like that. But that makes sense because you're writing for a festival type situation, right?
Yeah, well, okay. and I want to be able to hear my bass frequency, but I also don't want to piss all my neighbors off more than I do sometimes. So, yeah, it's like a backpack like this, and you literally like wear it on your back.
That's crazy.
I can't even believe I have this on my back right now, man. I'm so psyched about it.
Who knew? Like, they come up with some weird shit, man. That's kind of cool.
Well, and this is good for video games, too. Like, if you're big into gaming and you wear one of these, you can, like, have headphones and really get into the game.
Like, do VR with a thing that shakes you?
Oh, it'd be crazy, man. I would never leave my house. It'd be cool if we could do our interview through VR. That would be pretty sweet.
I'd be like,
yeah.
I'd be poking everybody. It's called a sub pack.
Yeah.
See,
you can't even like order them brand new right now. Like they sold out so fast.
Wow.
And I'm blessed right now to have one of these, so I'm gonna give that a go. probably not leave my
have fun
house
with
early.
that. And I can't thank you enough for coming on here again with me and catching up with me and hanging out. And I cannot wait till you put out whatever you have, whatever you want to. You just let me know, and I will push it as much as I can.
Thanks, dude. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think my goal right now is just to put out a mix, and then once I get this music video shot, I'll have a couple of like kind of more rap indie songs I'm gonna put out, like the one I sent you. I'm working on a video for that one right now.
Oh, that one was so good though.
Thank you. I was really.
I was all excited.
I cried.
No, but I'll send you all the reels I was talking about so that you can see.
Yeah.
You can see all the reference points of some of the things that were happening.
Yeah, send them my way. Yeah, because I have been avoiding social media. My algorithm's fucked. But send them to me because I'm curious now that I have all the information.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Thank you everybody who's here, everybody who's listening in the future yous, the future people.
Thanks for coming by. And I know I saw Jared and I saw some names in there, but I really appreciate everyone coming in here and hanging out.
No, we're here for it. And you know what? Anytime, like I said, remember that one time. Anytime you have something you want to throw down, let me know and we'll make it happen.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, everybody have a good night. We're going to get out of here, and I'm going to end this in about 10 seconds. So.
All right.
Say bye.
See you later.